Hey there and welcome to another Tower of Fantasy Starter Guide video where we will tackle some of the important things that would help a beginner. Just a little bit of recap that on the first video we focused on showing a playthrough of Asperia or the 1.0 storyline. The turn of events on the adjusted 1.0 story is a little bit confusing, so I made part 1 as a form of heads up for new players. With that out of the way, here are the topics that we will be covering for this video. Picking up where we left off, we will now start with Vera or the 2.0 storyline. After your talk with Pepper, a problem will arise and you will end up offering your help. At the bottom of the station you will unlock Pepper and her weapon if you don't have them yet. Following the quest, you will be tasked to unlock a part of the map by interacting with a terrain data box. Also, don't forget to open a space rift when you see one because they will serve as your teleport points. From here, just keep following the quest line until you reach and unlock Meroria. There will be the usual talks with the person in charge and a little bit of getting to know some people. You will go on a short tour and after all of that, you'll be shown to your apartment. This is where you will unlock the dual sword icon. Almost every repeatable content can be accessed through this icon. On this tab we can see our weekly activity points. Complete the various missions under it and you will gain points. Once you've gathered a particular amount of points you will be able to claim the corresponding rewards. Here at Recommended tab you will find daily bounties. You get to choose which district you'll be taking your missions. For newer players it is highly recommended that you take Asperia quests because the map isn't that big, and the quests are easier and faster to do. It starts from D rank up to S rank, but the only noticeable change in rewards is the EXP given. Next, we have Ruins. They're like dungeons and they have 3 difficulties. And then there's Mia's Kitchen where you can get random buffs. You can eat her cooking 3 times a day. Over here at the Select tab you will find co-op content where you can use your vitality, the game's form of energy. Over at Challenge tab are the hardcore stuff. They're all neatly divided into which are solo or team PvE and the PvP modes. For now they're still locked so we'll get back at it later. Now is the proper time to grind some levels, but before we do it's best to go and grab our very first standard SSR weapon. The fastest way to do this is by doing world exploration, so let's go and clear Astra. Like I've said on the previous video, the jetpack and grappling hook will be your lifetime partners when it comes to world exploration. Always equip them when you want to go exploring. The ones that we are looking for are called Gold Nucleus. This is what we're going to need for our gacha pulls. Important info drop, you're going to see these random password chests appearing all over Asperia. Do not click on Perfect Decipher. I repeat, do not click on Perfect Decipher because you should only use your blue and purple decipher chips on Vera chests. There's this currency called Mira that we're going to use on Meroria and you can get them from opening Vera password chests. Back to our Gold Nucleus hunting. Over here on the upper left corner of our screen there's a minimap where we can see all the nearby exploration points. Use them as a guide on where you want to go next. When you stick close to an exploration point and it's your first time encountering it, a prompt for a key or button will appear. Press it and it will give you clues or hints on how to get your loot. If you end up missing it, you can always look it up again on the survival guide. Here you can check out pretty much anything that you've encountered on the overworld. There's files to single out different categories as well. Now that we're aware of the basics of exploration, let's take a look at interactive maps. After choosing Asperia, let's zoom in on Astra and single out gold nucleuses and supply pods. Do beware though, because they change the design of all the maps, so what you see on the interactive maps won't be the exact same on your in-game map. After getting the loot, don't forget to mark it as found so you can avoid double taking. Some interactive maps also have comments from other players giving you hints or even photos on how to get the exploration points. Here's 2 more handy things to know for exploration. First is fall damage cancelling, which you can do by either dashing, tapping your attack button, or even using your skill moments before reaching the ground. The second one is the climbing trick. Climbing eats up stamina, especially when you jump while climbing. However, there's a trick that you can do in order to climb without taking up stamina. Simply press the jump down button and do a double jump while moving slightly forward. Before pulling for our very first standard character, let us discuss the currencies that we can use to pull for characters. We have 3 types of nucleuses: gold, red and black. Black and gold are used for pulling standard characters, and the red ones are for limited characters. This currency called Dark Crystal is what we use to exchange for them. However, never ever make the mistake of exchanging Dark Crystals for Gold Nucleus. Only use your Dark Crystals for limited banner pulls, especially if you're an F2P. Without further ado, let us now summon our very first standard SSR character. Black Nucleus pulls have below 1% chance of getting an SSR, and there's no pity system here, so you can just go ahead and keep using them as you wish. Gold Nucleus pulls on the other hand have a pity system where you get a random SSR every 80 pulls. There's also a small chance to get SSRs off pity, and even if you do, the pity count for the 80th pull won't reset. Every single new players are guaranteed a soft pity on the 30th pull. That's why I advised clearing Astra, because you'll get around that much pulls after exploring here. I ended up getting Samia, one of the early game carry queen among the ones on standard. If you get her as your first weapon, consider yourself lucky. Now that we have our SSR weapon, it's time to do the bounty missions that we've been putting on hold. As you might have seen, the mini-boss didn't even last 2 seconds. Of course the power spike is somewhat due to the weapon, but the main reason for this is because of something called dimension level. You can see it on the upper right corner of your map. Click the gear icon and it will show you that you're on the lowest dimension level, which is level 10. The higher you set the level, the tougher the enemies get. Be advised that dimension level only affects the overworld, so modes that take you inside instances will still be set on their design difficulty. For newer players, it is highly recommended to stay at world level 10 for easy exploration. The only downside of staying at lower levels is that you won't be able to open world boss chests. However, the chips that you will need to open the chests are time-gated anyway, so you're not really missing out on anything. Once you reach level 20, matrices will be unlocked. They are chips that you equip on your weapons in order for you to get stronger. A total of 4 matrices can be equipped on one weapon, and they have set effects that can be triggered when conditions are met. You will know their importance sooner or later, but for now it's best to not think too much of it. Just equip whatever matrices you find on your main weapon, but be wise on upgrading them. At this level, Joint Operations will also be unlocked. It is a 4-player mode where you clear enemies and fight a boss together. However, the rewards for Joint Operation 1 is not worth it, so I suggest for you to hold off until you reach level 21. With that said, let's go do more bounties in order to level up. What great timing! Let me introduce to you guys the Clotho supply pod. When it haven't dropped yet, this thing will randomly appear when you kill mobs. Let's go ahead and check out what it has in store for us. This supply pod will have either 10 gold nucleus or 10 proof of purchase, which we can claim for free after 2 weeks of its drop. There's an option to speed up the process by spending dark crystals, but why do that when you can get it for free? At level 21 we are going to unlock interstellar exploration, and until you reach level 23 this is where you should spend your vitality on. Go ahead and clear the stargates one by one. You can click on the recruit button and it will send a message to the recruit channel so people can join you, but you can also clear it on your own. You will be brought into a room where enemies will spawn on all corners. There will be 3 waves in total, but since it's still the lowest difficulty it won't take that much time as long as you have an SSR weapon with you. Once in a blue moon, a boss will appear if you wait at the end and you will get 1 gold nucleus after beating it. It's up to you if you're willing to wait a few seconds. At level 23 you will unlock dimensional trials. There are 3 drills to choose from, each differing in rewards and stages. The best choice for new players would be the weapon drill. Go ahead and set your run to ×3. Once again, you can find a team to go with, or you can go solo. Luring is something that you might find useful, so I recommend you guys to practice how it works. Draw the enemy's attention by either running in front of them or lightly tapping them with any weapon, then gather them all in one place before unleashing your skills or combos. Since we've used the run multiplier we will get 3 times the reward but also use up 3 times the initial vitality cost. After using up all of your vitality it will take 48 hours to fully replenish all of it. Now it's time to put those materials from Dimension Trials into good use. Let's go and upgrade our weapons. Once you're short on the materials needed to upgrade, use the selector box. Also, your weapon upgrading is gated by your character level so we can allocate our resources to the SR weapons for the time being. Next, let's talk about event shops. Minigame events in Tower of Fantasy are a little bit grindy, because you have to keep on repeating them a handful times in order to gather enough currency to buy the good stuff on store. For new players it's highly recommended to empty the shop because you're going to need all of these, especially the relic shard boxes so you can unlock or get advancements for the important relics. Now there are always limited and unlimited goods here so make sure to buy the limited ones first. It's also quite fine if you can't be bothered to empty it all, you can just play a couple rounds and buy the best stuff. The ones to always look out for are the red nucleus, dark crystals, Vera gears, core modules, relic shard boxes and the Mira coins. Speaking of Mira, I suggest new players to take type 1 and 2 chips on the chip selector boxes in order to farm Mira faster. Signet chips are the keys used for Domain 9, but don't worry about that for now. Now, let's talk about why Mira is important. That is because it is the currency used for pulling on the Meroria Gachapan. They are scattered all throughout Meroria, but I will show you a place where you can find all of the machines in one place. Here are the Gachapan machines that you should empty first. For Mira coins it's these two because after clearing the first one, you can pull for this matriz, which is the best to have among the standard matrizes. Both machines also have red nucleuses in stock, so it's definitely a win for you. For the Vera coins, here are the machines that I highly recommend for you to clear first. If by any chance you end up getting this before clearing the whole machine, you should jump to the next one. These two are materials needed to build an underwater vehicle. Something that will most definitely help you when exploring Innes. Well, you can get a free underwater mount when exploring Innes, but it's going to be a bit of a chore to acquire, so having one on the get-go would be like heaven.